The father was the seventh-generation heir of the Bingjing cake tradition, but whenever he reached the final step, he always drove his only son out of the room. He even sealed the doors and windows tightly. A pot of fragrant Bingjing cakes was soon finished. As soon as he put them on the table, they were snatched up. Even though the cakes sold out quickly, the father still stuck to his rule of making only 2 pots a day. This confused the son. Every day, he got up early with his father to make the cakes. He had practiced every step until he knew them all by heart, but he still never received the complete secret recipe from his father. Without the final step, the taste of the cakes was completely different. Because of that, he was often mocked by the neighbors. One day, the son could no longer bear it. He went home and complained to his father. He felt that he had worked hard, but was never truly trusted. He was deeply hurt. The son had no idea what his father was really thinking. Encouraged by a friend, the young man left his father. He moved to a big city to pursue his own career. But just a few days later, he lost his job. Feeling frustrated, he carried his suitcase to a noodle shop. There, he unexpectedly met his first love from his hometown. The two got back together. Not long after, their daughter was born. The father was overjoyed. He had finally broken the family curse that had lasted 3 generations. None of the previous men had been able to stay with their families. He even named the baby girl himself. But just a few years later, the child fell seriously ill. She needed surgery, but the family had no money. To save his granddaughter, the old man broke his lifelong rule of making only 2 pots of Bingjing cakes each day. He began working around the clock. He also changed the sales limit from 1 cake per person to 2. And eventually removed the limit entirely. Before long, he collapsed from exhaustion. He became bedridden and eventually passed away, never revealing the final step of the recipe to his son. The son was not only heartbroken from losing his father, but also full of questions. One day, while handling his father's funeral in the ancestral hall, he learned a secret. Only the clan leader was allowed to know the full recipe. But those who learned the secret seemed to be cursed. Almost none of them ever got to see their grandchildren. Then he noticed something strange in the family tree. His daughter's name was written in an odd spot. This shocked him. Sensing something was wrong, he rushed home and searched through his father's belongings. He finally found the recipe. But the most important final step had a hole cut out of it. Staring at the hole, the man began to think. With shaking hands, he placed the hole over the spot in the family tree. It lined up perfectly with his daughter's name. Tears filled his eyes as he opened his father's diary. And then, he understood everything. The reason his ancestors died young was all because of that final step. To make the perfect Bingjing cake, the maker had to inhale the burning smoke with his own body. Only then could the cake have its unforgettable taste.